Tonight, a News Channel 5 investigation uncovers new questions about how U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn may have used your money for her political operations. Those questions, her office now admits, were the subject of a confidential investigation last year by the Senate Ethics Committee. News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams uncovered these exclusive details. And Phil, you have been working on this for quite a while now.
That's right. I first heard rumors about this ethics investigation a few months back, but had not been able to get confirmation until this week. These new questions about how Blackburn has run her Senate office come as she's asking voters to put her in charge of the governor's office.
We were told you were going to answer questions. Can you answer some questions about your run for governor?
I am here on federal time. We were doing a federal event, but thank you.
3 weeks ago, when News Channel 5 Investigates had questions for Marsha Blackburn, the GOP candidate for governor invoked a rule that ethics experts say does not actually apply to elected officials, claiming she could not answer questions while on what she called federal time. But Blackburn has not always been so careful. News Channel 5 has now confirmed that her office itself became the focus of a secret investigation by the Senate Ethics Committee last year. That investigation, likely officially classified as a preliminary inquiry, included interviews with members of Blackburn's staff. Those people were asked about the relationship between people working on taxpayer time and Wart Baker, the well-connected political strategist who has headed Blackburn's campaigns for years. Investigators wanted to know if Senate staffers have been pressured to engage in political activities while on taxpayer time or using taxpayer resources.
The ethical concern with having official staff working on the campaign is that you're using taxpayer money for campaign activity. And that's a basic ethics rule that all staffers are aware of, as well as all members.
And is it illegal as well as unethical?
It is absolutely illegal for a lawmaker to use taxpayer money for campaign activity.
Kendrick Payne is general counsel and vice president at the Campaign Legal Center, a nonpartisan group that works to hold the government accountable. He says members of Congress should know that such lines should never be crossed.
Investigations have occurred with congressional offices potentially violating this rule, but you don't see it often because most people are fully aware of it, and they know that there's not really a gray area. It's really cut and dry if you are using campaign money, using official staff for campaign activity.
In Blackburn's case, eyebrows were first raised when Tennessee's Republican county groups began meeting in 2023 to elect new officers, and Blackburn's Senate field staff showed up as well. And investigators questioned staff members about charges to taxpayers for many of those trips, questions that News Channel 5's own investigation have confirmed. Here in this Facebook photo from the Putnam County GOP, we spotted Senate staff member Blake Neely in the background of this pic. Reports from the U.S. Senate show Marsha Blackburn's office charged taxpayers for staff transportation and staff per diem on that same date for Neely's trip from Chattanooga to Cookeville and back. When the GOP meeting was gaveled into session in DeKalb County, Blackburn staffer Tyler Prevett was there to observe. Again, we found where Blackburn's office used your money on that same date for staff per diem and staff transportation for Prevett's travel from East Tennessee to Smithville and back. And when Weakley County's new Republican officers took their oaths, Senate staffer James Matthew Wyatt was there in the background. And yet again, Blackburn's office charged taxpayers for Wyatt's trip from Jackson to Martin and back. And we found multiple other examples across the state where Blackburn's team used official expenses for travel to counties on the same dates as those Republican meetings.
It is a red flag if you see that there are travel expenses paid for official staff to travel to a town where they also attend a campaign activity. However, you sometimes need to gather more facts to see if there was any official reason why the staff went to the district.
What exactly are they hiding?
A Blackburn spokesperson in Washington did not deny that there was a Senate Ethics Committee investigation. Instead, she responded to this revelation by attacking me. Quote, "It is laughable that Phil Williams pretends to care about ethics when he and his colleagues continue to prove they are activists desperate to manufacture controversy for clicks rather than report the facts." She, however, did not identify any facts that we've got wrong. The statement continues, "No one takes compliance with Senate ethics rules more seriously than Senator Blackburn, and the Senate Ethics Committee completed its review and resolved this matter with our office's full cooperation." News Channel 5 investigates asked Blackburn's team for all correspondence between the senator's office and the Ethics Committee to show what was discovered and how it was all resolved. So far, that request has been ignored. In your opinion, what is the obligation of the campaign in this situation to come clean with what happened with this investigation?
If the Senate Ethics Committee did look into this, they would provide documentation to that office that can be made public. There's no restriction on the Senate office letting the public know that the Senate Ethics Committee has looked into a situation and what they have found.
Now, in response to my question, Senator Blackburn's gubernatorial campaign sent me photos of a member of John Rose's congressional staff working to help his boss get elected governor while wearing his house name tag. Now, I checked and could find no evidence that the person in question was reimbursed by taxpayers for those visits. John Rose's campaign manager told me, quote, "Official staff can legally volunteer their own time to help on any campaign," and he added, "No taxpayer funds have ever been used to promote a candidate."
Okay, so let's get this clear. So people on staff can volunteer.
That's right.
But they cannot be required to work on the campaign, and they certainly cannot use taxpayer resources to do so.
You've got it.
Okay, so in Senator Blackburn's case, we know there was an ethics committee investigation. Do we know the outcome of it?
No, and if it was really no big deal, Senator Blackburn's office could resolve all these questions by releasing all of its correspondence with the Ethics Committee. But again, right now, they are refusing to do that.
Good information. Bill, thank you as always.